back to my channel. I do hope you're doing well. As you can see by the title, I might have been keeping a little secret from you guys. As you know, around about, I'd say from September last year, if you guys have been with me, you know, from that time it's all been a little bit hazy, and I was very kindly contacted by a company of which this video is in a paid partnership with, which I'll get all into in a moment, but I really needed to start focusing on my mind. It was one of those things where I journal, I write down, you know, all the time, but I actually needed to speak to someone. I needed to get these feelings off of my chest. So are you like me? Probably. And you're just someone who's like, yeah, try and push it aside. We've all been there, we've all done that. And there comes a point where you recognize I actually have to speak to someone right now. So I didn't know where to turn, to be honest. I never have had professional therapy. I would always look into it, I can't lie, when I was younger, and I would get scared and back out. I would say that I have spoken to people online. I went on, like, you have the Samaritans, like free advice just to speak to someone. And I done that a few times when things got really bad. If you remember when we was in lockdown, I didn't cope very well with it, and all I was doing was struggling. So that was when I kind of realised, like, you actually need to talk to someone, Shan. So I was very kindly reached out with a company called BetterHelp, and they showed me the package and the contents of their work, and I thought, you know what? We need to have a very optimistic mind here. We need to be open-minded. So BetterHelp are an online therapy company, and I've been doing it now. See, you guys, if you was watching the Vlogmases, you would have known I said there was something I was doing and I would speak about it later on. I've actually been doing this since, I think, the end of December, early January. And I wanted to actually have time to establish myself with it, see how I was feeling before I gave you guys the honest review. And they very kindly gifted me 3 months of membership. And I tell you what, guys, I am someone now who can say they have weekly therapy sessions. And I think we need to kind of get rid of the stigma of therapy, and that it's so much bigger on a scale than what you could ever imagine. It's bigger than what I thought. It's not just a case of talking to someone. You can get all of those worries off if you've got relationship worries or problems or past trauma, if you've got inner child, if you've got like childhood things that you've been burying and you're not even aware that you're burying the stuff, or you're not aware of how what happened when you was younger has contributed to your life here. If you're holding guilt or grief or anything like that, the stresses of life, cost of living, workplace drama. Oh, goodness gracious, that's a bit rude, isn't it? Popping up. Workplace dramas. You might have toxic relationships. It might just be a whole thing. The general things in life where people are like, hands up, I need help. As I say, bills are getting too much. People may be losing their jobs. Like, there's a lot of things in this world that can cause people to not be okay or feel okay. And with BetterHelp, everything is online, and that is the key thing for me, because I'm a very private person. You might think, Shan, you do YouTube, you're not private, but I'm a very private person. I don't know how I would feel going and sitting in a room speaking to someone. So how BetterHelp works is you do a questionnaire. I done my questionnaire, and it goes through so many different categories and bits and bobs, and I would say give yourself like a good half hour. Actually sit through, read the questions. Don't just be like, yeah, sometimes, all the time. No, because what they actually do is, with that information, they will then generate and search for you your ideal therapist based on the answers that you've inputted. And then how my experience has gone, I was matched with a therapist. We were speaking firstly via Messenger. So they do have like an online chat. Once you are assigned to a therapist, you will have an online chat, and you will go back and forth, and then they will say to you how best they work, whether it's video call, anything like that. You can have normal calls. A lot of them work in different ways. And the thing that I was worried about was, because I can be quite an awkward person, I'm not going to lie, in situations that I don't feel comfortable in, I can be a little and with that, I didn't feel my therapist was right with me for the first one. And what you can actually do is fully interchange your therapist. So I went back on, I went through my preferences and everything, and I've been matched to a lovely, lovely lady. And I have had now, I think I'm coming on to my 6th therapy session. And they are about 45 minutes. I mean, it may vary from therapist to therapist, but this lady, she done evenings, she done early mornings. It definitely fitted and suited around my lifestyle. And along with BetterHelp, everything is so calm. So you can do it on a desktop, you can do it on the app. Multiple ways of getting in the website company, you know what I mean, guys. And if there's ever anything you want to get off your chest, you can always message your therapist. So it's not like you have your appointment and that's it. You can't talk to them for the rest of the week or month, days, however long. You have online journals. You can always message them, and they will normally tell you when you message, like, oh, I'll averagely respond the next day or 1 to 3 days, however it is. And as I say, sometimes when you're feeling a bit, you can do your bits in your journal, and you can actually send that over to your therapist. So then when you have your next session, they can look at that and see if you've had a good week, a bad week, anything like that. With my sessions, I can't fault, as I say, I'm getting on to 6th, and we've delved into so many areas of which I never thought would have an impact in my life. Things like we've started, like we went all the way back to my childhood, and it's weird how things happen and you think how you hold on to that throughout your adult years. And we've delved into teenage sham. We've delved into Shaniqua. We have delved into, because I'm the first to admit, I am hot-headed. I can't help it. I'm hot-headed. I'm a Gemini. That's what I put it on. I'm a Gemini. And we've delved into that. We've done breathing techniques. We've been learning about safe places. We've been doing meditations. We've been doing a thing that I tell you what I really like at the moment is the compassion key, where in essence you give yourself affirmations and apologies to yourself. And you might think, why would you apologize to yourself? It's actually very healing. I come away from them sessions so calm, so cleansed. I absolutely, like, that's like a little detox for me. I love it. And I have one a week. As I say, they're about 45 minutes on average with my current therapist. And we get in, we have a good chat. And the thing that I like, you guys might think, well, they just sit there and listen. They do listen, but they will ask questions. They will never probe you. If they feel something's uncomfortable, they will never probe you. Everything is very calm, very relaxed, and it is in essence yourself that leads the conversations, because your therapist will talk to you, or how, like, say my one does, and you have that interaction, and then before you know it, you're flowing and you're answering the questions and you're asking the questions to yourself. And I really do feel it has opened my mind, and it's something that I genuinely feel I will be continuing. And I think it's actually really good for your adult life, because it's good to know you're not the only one that feels like this sometimes, and it's good to know that you're never alone. I know you're never alone normally, but it is a horrible feeling when you think, I am actually alone in this. And we take it step by step and category by category. As I say, we've looked into childhood. I've done a lot on my grief anxiety. That's a big thing for me. Currently, at the moment, we're looking into kind of like my relationships and attachments, because I'm very cutthroat. First to admit it, I'm very cutthroat. I can't help it. And it's about establishing why and trying to allow a boundary down with myself to have like relationships with people. And you probably might think, but you're in a relationship. Yes, I am. I'm in a very happy relationship, but everyone has their demons, guys, okay? And it's all about finding ways to communicate with them. As I say, everyone deals with things very differently, and I am really enjoying it because I do feel it's better in myself, and I think it's all on terms of which maybe I never looked into it before, because I would think, oh, I've got to go somewhere and it's out of the way and I don't have time. With BetterHelp, as I say, it's online, it's on an app, you do a questionnaire, they match you up to a therapist, you can see how you get on with that therapist, and then if you don't like it, you have the option to change. So if you was like me, or you are like me, where you're thinking, nah, I ain't got time, I don't want to. I was like that, guys. I was so like that. Honestly, give them a go. They have been so kind, as I say, to give me 3 months of this on a paid partnership, which I could never dream of. Being able to be given something that is actually good for your soul and mental health and everything like that. They also, if you use my link down below, give you 10% off your first month. And as I say, if you're like me and you was very skeptical about it and you're thinking, no, I don't quite think so. What have you got to lose out just for a little go? But there's so many things in life that we take on and we burden ourselves with that we don't know. As I say, you think of the cost of living. We cannot affect or change the cost of living, unfortunately. That is something we have no control of. We just have to try and manage it as best we can. And what I'm trying to learn is the things I can control and the things I can't control. And the things that are kind of in the middle are what we're trying to establish. And I genuinely do feel, as I say, I come away, it's like a detox for me. And I do feel it's putting me on a better path. So I don't mean to have kept it a secret with you guys. As I say, I know if you've been following me from Vlogmas, I've said like, oh, I've been doing something. I didn't want to talk much because I was actually quite worried how this would be perceived. But if you want me to do maybe a sit down with Shan or anything a little bit more in depth, but I just wanted to kind of give you an update because you may see in upcoming vlogs and that I will maybe have a therapy session, or I might be doing some mind work and that, and you might think, why is she doing that? I'm trying to better myself. Okay, guys, it's 2024. It's the last year of my 20s, and I want to go into being 30, being the best version of myself that I can. Probably as cliche as that sounds, but yeah, that is how I want to move forward. And there's nothing wrong with journaling. There's nothing wrong with speaking to someone. And I really am very, very thankful for this opportunity. So as I say, maybe if you want to know a little bit more about how it's going, I could do a follow-up at the end of the 3 months and let you know how I've gone, because little by little, your girl is progressing within herself. And as I say, ticking them demons off as we go that you don't even realise you have sometimes. So yes, guys, if you're like me, and as I say, you're a little bit skeptical, BetterHelp, you can do your questionnaire, you're assigned to a therapist. If you don't feel you're vibing with it, you can always change your therapist, new preferences, see how that goes. There's many options of doing it. You can do it via message, you can do video call, voice call. Every therapist will tell you how they work differently. And as I say, the link down below will get you 10% off your first month. And I just think it's something that once you do, I don't think you'll ever stop. Like, I genuinely feel that I will continue this. And a lot of people that I speak to have therapy and you would never know. I feel it's a very cliche topic, but it shouldn't be. What is so different about talking to a friend, talking to a therapist? Your therapist actually becomes your friend. Like, the first 5 minutes, I'm normally nattering and being like, how are you? How's things? Like, you build that relationship with them, that trust to actually be able to be open enough to speak everything. But, oh my goodness, guys, I'll tell you what, this is one thing as well. When I have therapy, my phone goes on Do Not Disturb. It honestly, it absolutely does. Let me have a... No, we can't be doing this, guys. Not right now. Is it my bank? No, unfortunately not. I still can't get in my bank. That's another thing we'll be covering, the stress of not being able to get into your bank. But guys, as I say, thank you so much for BetterHelp for very kindly collaborating on this partnership with myself and for giving me the tools to develop one's being. And as I say, all the details will be down below, guys, in the description box, and maybe there might be another few update videos and we'll see the journey along the way. But if you did enjoy this video, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe down below. Leave me a comment. Have you ever had therapy, or are you thinking about it and you're not quite sure which way to get into? As I say, the link down below, it has loads of FAQs and everything on it, so if you're a little bit hesitant, go and have a little check out. And as I say, there's nothing wrong with admitting you might want to talk to someone, and someone who is completely unrelated, unbiased, out of the situation, everything like that, because sometimes we just need that stranger to talk to, because there is no judgment. There's nothing like that at all. But yes, sorry for just the random upload today, guys, but I thought because we're coming up to Valentine's, it's all about like self-love. I do think this is a very big thing of self-love, having a happy, healthy mind, you know. But guys, take care, stay safe as always, and I'll see you in the next one.